I'm Mysticat or Misty, and let's make you a villager breeder for Minecraft 1.16 and up. So as an overview for this design, you're going to make 2 of these crop farms, which I'll link to, which I uploaded a video about yesterday. You're going to combine them with this villager breeder, and then whenever you have a villager that's grown in here, let me actually spawn a grown villager real quick. That is a bed, that is not a villager. I just type in villager. It is nighttime. Where'd my egg go? I'm going to spawn a villager in here. And you'll see if we hit this button, it will spawn a minecart, and it took the baby villager. Okay, well, whatever. All right, so I just rebuilt 4 of these farms with 6 blocks gap underneath them. That's how much I left. You need to have at least 5 for the new villagers to fall through, because if they're too close to the breeding villagers, it'll still count as being in the village, and they'll stop breeding. So let's start updating this. We're going to replace these blocks with walls. The reason you use walls instead of fences is because you can't walk through walls. So you see here, I can't walk in between these because they're a little bit too thick, whereas fences, you can walk in between them. I forgot to mention this in the video, but you want to definitely make sure everything does have this much space in between it. Like, I would very much like to have, like, these could be one wall instead, and everything could be a little bit more compact. But if you have the farmers get too close to these villagers, then they actually breed with the breeding villagers, and then the babies spawn in like random places in between here and just get everywhere. So sadly, you need to have the space in between each farm. And now you're gonna want your breeding villagers to stand in this spot to where they're eye level with the crops. So we're gonna place a fence so that we're standing and looking at the crops at this height. So with this 6 block gap, I believe it's 5, and then you want to place a fence. Or no, it's 4. My bad. 4. There you go, I'm now eye level with the crops. So now we'll cover this fence with blocks. And you want to cover these blocks with beds of any color or pattern you desire. I'm going to do it like this because it looks nice. And I tried making my own version of this, but this seems to be the best one. So credit to Rayworks, I don't remember the name. So you're going to have your blocks like this. See, you're now surrounded by beds. It's pretty much flat because of the bump on top of the fence. And now you're going to place 2 blocks here. And you're going to surround it with trapdoors of whatever kind you like. I just used the basic oak one because it's the first one in the menu. Alright, there you go. And now we'll want to spawn our villagers in here. And it is night, so they'll probably hop in these beds. But you'll see if I set it to noon, they'll wake up and they'll go back in. Farmers will start working because it's daytime. And then whenever they notice these villagers need some food, they'll go over and drop a bunch of food in there. And we'll add a hopper at the bottom, so any excess food that gets dropped in there, we'll get back. So now we need to make our collection area. We're gonna bring glass all the way down here on all sides. Although you may have just noticed, the fence is connected to the glass, so we're gonna have to fix that right there. However, on the bottom real quick, we're going to put a chest right here. And a hopper connecting to it. That is correct. I had to remember for a second. And then we're going to replace these blocks up here with the slabs of your choice, because the fence doesn't connect to them, and it also doesn't let the new baby villagers fall through. So now, currently you do have a working villager breeder. So if you just wanted villagers just to be there, you could just break this and just let them walk out. However, I'm going to assume you're going to be using them for something, so we're going to hook them up to a minecart system. You want to place a dispenser facing inwards like this. You'll want to replace these blocks with solid blocks, and this block with a solid block. You want to have a hopper pointing into this with a chest. And if you want real quick, we can get normal minecarts, and we can fill this up with normal minecarts. It'll put a few through there real quick, and then we'll just have to fill it up again. And now we can put our glass back here. We'll want to put a redstone dust in here. Now, because of the way this is facing, this I think will only work in 1.6. But if you're in a different version, you can probably do this, and that'll work fine. So inside here, we're going to place a torch right here, which activated a minecart, which just put it in here. There was no rail, so it didn't put anything on it, so just put that back in there. And now we can cover this back up. And then for the button, if you're in 1.16, put this here. If you're in prior, put it there. But we're not in prior, so we don't need all this. This is plenty. So let's replace this with a normal solid block of your choice. And then I'm going to wrap this around like this. I'm actually going to put a block of redstone here, because if you just have a normal rail on the edge, it'll just stop. It'll lose speed right at the edge. So you want to give it a little speed as a little boost. And then we'll put a rail here, rails there, and a powered rail there, and glass here. And you can have minecarts go up through glass, but not down through glass. So that's how this works. And then this will launch them. And I guess we can just, whoops. I guess we can just leave these here. It's not a big deal. Just gonna put a bunch of rails like this. Block them off. And now, if we were to wait long enough, I believe they can spawn a baby villager about every 5 minutes during the day. So I'm just gonna spawn one myself. All right, so you need to have at least 2 villagers in here for this to work, because they push each other, and that pushes one of them in the minecart, otherwise it won't work. So as long as you have at least 2, and you press this button, it's a falling edge, so it will activate the minecart when the redstone turns off, and then they'll push each other into the minecart, and one will fly through. You know, now that I think about that, if you made this one higher, you could probably hook this up to a tripwire, and then just power this block with the tripwire, or this area, and that could probably get it to work fully automatically, but that's up to you to decide. Now tomorrow will be a tutorial on villager trading, so if you're interested in that, there'll probably be a link on the video right here, unless you're watching this the day it comes out. Otherwise, here's a playlist of more videos like this you'll probably like. But real quick, before you do anything, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because I love you, and please,